Well, now that you understand all of this vibration technology and you understand DNA on these types of levels, what does that actually mean? And I'm going to show you some practical applications, which I call practical, some people might call out there or extremely advanced, but it's really just a simple component to what this technology can do, and it can do for you, and it shows you how you can use it for absolute performance enhancement. It also shows you how you can start to tap into others on how they're feeling, what they're thinking, and be able to help move them or develop them through it. Because remember, you are just not you on the inside, you're also you on the outside, which includes everything that exists on the outside as well. Absolute leadership really means that you take responsibility for not only yourself but the world around you and move it into creating a better place to make it more efficient and effective for you. So, you guys ready for this one? Again, your DNA code has 3 billion links, of which it takes 3 of them to create a scenario in your life, so it breaks it down to 1 billion. Here are a bunch of different links. Depending on where your system is or how purified you are, your system might be stuck in certain areas here. This one might actually be fully open. Some of them aren't open at all, they're just there. This one's fully open, this one's locked. So you've got all these systems here. Every single one of them, say, is a rung which stores information or your progression. This one, you're stuck in one position. Let's again label these. Back over here is 0, back over here is 10. Halfway through is of course 5. Some of them you've completely opened. Forgive my crooked drawing. It's not crooked, it's just a DNA spiral is turning. Okay, so this is from 0 to 10, just like what we looked at before. We got 5. You guys see up there? No, you can't. This is 0, 10. This is 5 here. And this might be your code here. It's stuck in all these different places or repositioned because you actually haven't completed. Some of them, let's say this one, has been completed here. So we'll just put an extra thick line there showing that this one's been completed. And here you're stuck in some other areas as well. So this could be your genetic code right here. So one of the systems that I do when I start doing energy or go in and focus and read somebody is instantly I focus into their vibration. And before I do that though, I take my vibration literally, I just bring it all back down to nothing. Any one of my systems which I've unlocked to 10 and I've completed the process, it makes it a variable vibration. In other words, it's like a spring. It can go to this, my slider can go to any position on there. It doesn't matter which one it's at, okay? Ones that I haven't opened up, they won't trace or they won't track when I do a read on you. And any ones that I'm stuck in, I will not be able to pick up on you. I will actually be reading my own stuff, okay? So when I do a read on you, I'll scan and I'll hit all of my systems, bring them all back to this neutral point that can. Then when I focus on you, all my settings change to match and merge with your settings, which I will start feeling depending on what parts of my life I'm focused on, whether it's relationships, whether it's education, whether it's emotions, whether it's the chemical output of your cells, whether it's how your body's feeling, where there's pain, your bone structure, your muscle structure, whatever I'm focused on in your body is where my settings will instantly change. From there, I can do all the calculations and readouts and I can find, okay, well, if I'm off over here and I feel like standing like this, obviously something's throwing off in my balance. So I start doing the changes in my muscle and my bone structure, and in order to shift so that I bring myself back into a point of balance. Once I do that, I set in the pathways and I do the training in order to teach your own genetic code. When I shoot this energy back at you, it will contain these programming or these instructions. Now instantly you'll all of a sudden feel relief, you'll feel some healing kick in, but long term I've already set in all the programming in order to take any of the areas that are stuck for what you wanted to focus on, and I've built in the pathways to take them to 10. if I personally had the capability. In other words, I had my systems already unlocked. So the way that you increase the amount of power that you have with energy is actually by increasing the amount of processing that you've done internally, because those are the changes that you're going to make for the other person. The technology increases energy strength and energy ability, energy power, the ability to pick up and read sensations from other people, but also from your environment, because you can adapt to any situation at hand a lot more effectively. So if you're sitting there and you're typing out a book, and that's your whole focus and intent, all of you and all of these settings can change in order to create the optimal conditions for you to write a book in. However, the conditions for you to write a book in are completely different than when you're going to go play in a soccer game, which when you're in a soccer game, you need your entire body chemistry to completely change itself, change your state, change your thoughts, your emotions, your passion, your expression, your physical energy. It's got to change all that stuff to make you the most dynamic or the best soccer player that you could possibly be. The more you can adapt and change yourself, the better soccer player you are going to be. The more you can adapt yourself, the better of a writer when you sit down to write a book you're going to be as well. This is how this system works. It's designed to go in and open up and activate your DNA so you can switch your settings based off whatever it is that you're doing at that time. If you use it for energy healing, really that's just clearing yourself, bringing you back to balance, focusing on the person, seeing where they're off, resetting them, taking them to 10, completing their processes, and that's of course where they get the healing. You dub that energy back into them. So that's part of the applications for what this technology does and how it turns it into performance enhancement technology, simply from unlocking our code, getting us from being stuck in one position and just completing these up. So that way they can adapt and shift to any specific point based on whatever you're doing in the moment to really tweak out your capabilities. That's the power behind DNA activation, and that's actually how it works. That's its practical application, is to make you better and more efficient at every single thing that you're doing. Not only just efficient, but also create a richer experience of life. Enhance your senses so that you feel more. Enhance your emotions so you get more passion, more drive. Enhance your physical body, enhance your cells, the way that they can function, how fast they can change. So increase your agility so you feel better when you're doing more complex, more complicated, more extreme moves with your physical body. This is what it's about. This is about being alive. It's all done through DNA activation.